an Excel sheet. An Excel sheet should be a new sheet. Yeah. All right. So I want us straight away to, okay, you can use Control N, we simply come here, have a new Excel sheet. So I would want us to look at a situation where we are given, my friends, we are given here price, all right, versus quantity sold. Price versus quantity sold. All right. So the quantity in 1 year, this could have been 12. This 1 year could have been maybe 17. We have here 19. We have here 34, for example. And then we're given our various prices here. Your prices keep on fluctuating on a yearly basis. So for example, we could be having 6 here, 7 there, 9 there, and maybe 7. So somebody comes and tells you, you as an accountant, create a column where you basically capture revenue. Create a column where you basically capture revenue. So how do we capture revenue? Is there somebody who is able to remember the formula of getting revenue? Anybody who is able to remember the formula of getting revenue? Anybody who is able to remember the formula of getting revenue from your management accounting? To get revenue, we normally take price times quantity. Price times quantity. We normally, thank you so much. You normally take price times quantity. So then come here and take the first quantity. It can either be price times quantity or quantity times revenue, quantity times price. So remember in Excel, for you to be able to input a function which could be algebraic, you are multiplying, you're combining numbers through subtraction, you're doing anything you'd want to do as regards computations in Excel, you must always start by saying equals. And once you say equals like that, then pick the first quantity, you say times, which will be shift 8. So quantity is 12 times what here? This price of 6, like that. All right. So you come and say enter. So when you say enter, look at the second one. The second one, you can come and do the same. You start by saying equals. You take the quantity which is here, and then you say times what here? You say times the price which is here to be able to get the revenue generated on that day. So then you say enter like that. Please allow me to go back. To go back to undo whatever I've done, I will always be using Control Z. Anytime you want to undo, you use Control together with what here? Together with Z. Control Z. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, to undo, yeah, I simply say Control Z like that. I would want to start again. And when I start, I want to suppose that everybody has been able to do the first column here and the second column. And then now we start together. So how do I get started? I will come and say equals. I pick this 12. Then I say times this price. And then I'll be able to say Control Enter. You remember, whenever you are doing this mathematics, if I would want to get the very cell that has my answer, the very cell that has my answer, if I want it to be the one that is highlighted, I will have to do like those very good football players. You simply control the ball. So you press Control and then Enter. Control, before you kick, you control the ball to hold the ball firmly onto the ground. So you say Control, Enter. So you can see it has given me two things. It has given me an answer 72, and this very answer is the one that is highlighted, is the one that is in the box. And if that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, what I will do for me to be able to get the others, there is something that we love so much. Yeah, the autofill. We normally call it the love handle. So this love handle is here. So come and locate it, put your plus there until you get to see that positive, the dark positive for autofill. Remember, this is also what I call the hungry rabbit. So this hungry rabbit, once you get it, it's black in color, you simply double click, you hit it twice, ta-da, then you'll be able to get all the answers being filled up. being filled up. So is there somebody who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done? Because everybody must be able to do things. And remember, the moment you do it, you must show us, you simply go up there and share your screen to show us that you've been able to do that. And then if possible, if you are not able to do it, no worries. Then I will be able to do what here to repeat. I will be able to repeat, but I suppose that somebody should be able to please help me to share this. You know, when somebody shares on the screen, then the other students are able to say, hey, if this fella has known how to do it, so shall I. I will be able to tackle it. That is why I like seeing students who portray their, what here, who portray their screens here, who share their screens. If nobody shares their screen, then I'll be able to repeat from first principles, because that would automatically mean that we haven't yet understood. We haven't yet understood, which is okay because we are still on our very first initial phases of learning. So is anybody who wants Mwalimu to repeat? Would you want Mwalimu to repeat? Would you want Mwalimu to repeat? Would you want Mwalimu to repeat? Thank you so much, Daniel. Now I remember you. Great. So Daniel has been able to put some numbers there, and he wants to get ahead and equals. He picks 12 there. Yeah, times that 4. Control Enter. Yeah, and then the love handle. You hug it. You double click there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of us, are we comfortable with that? All of us, are we now comfortable with that small operation? Please, you have to talk to me for me to be able to move forward. You must talk to me. It's either a yes, Y for yes, or an N for no. Yes, thank you very much. At least one student has said yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if there is anything that I would want you to really have as we progress, is the fact that you need to appreciate the shortcuts. Yeah, some shortcuts are very important. Assuming in this case here I had some other word here, whatever, another one here, like that. So you see there are things that you can't read in between. There are things here you can't read in between. I would have wanted to read this word in full. There are so many ways you can do to ensure that the words that you have fit onto your Excel. All the words that we have fit onto our cells. One of the ways is to come and not double click, but just highlight the entire sheet. Come here, highlight here. Check this. There's this arrow pointing down. You highlight the entire sheet, and once you highlight that entire sheet, come to any of the columns in between, like between CD, between DE, between EF, and then you double click. When you double click like that, all the words you have here will be able to fit in, and your bosses will be able to read them. Your bosses will be able to read them. What I've always seen when I bring like interns at Aura and Co, we normally take interns in our auditing firm quite often during busy seasons. So you'll get some student in this case who has not been in my Excel classes trying to fit like one cell, anapanua hivi tena kidogo kuyatafuta ingine, anafurahi. No. There are so many ways of doing this. One of the very best ways is to come, ladies and gentlemen, here and ensure that you have highlighted the whole sheet. And once you highlight the whole sheet, then come to any in between F and G. So long as you see this cross, you double click. When you double click, every word you will be able to fit into size, into a cell. Is there somebody who has been able to practice that small concept? We're normally given an opportunity to interview CFOs in many companies out here. And when I just see how you handle your Excel, I'm able to tell this guy can't make a very good CFO. That is why these classes are really, really important. Really, really important. And remember, Once you discover something new, something that you have never known before, you are supposed to come and dance a little bit. There are emojis that you could use to dance. You have discovered something new and you are happy. You can use that as a way of what here, for example. I mean, there are even emojis that are dancing, you know. There is a way you can express. Yeah, you can even use this one here. Yeah, like that. And of course, if you're not able to understand very well, there are emojis, ladies and gentlemen, there that have tears and tears, tons and tons of tears. Yeah. Yeah. For example, you could even decide to use this one. Very good. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. Yeah. So can I then move on to something different? Can I move on to something different, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, you must keep on talking to me. You must keep on talking to me. Mary Ann says yes. It's only one student. How I wish I would get like 10 of them or even 10 questions. Thank you so much. Great. Now, what of this situation where then you are given here a quantity? You see now the quantity. You are given quantity. This could be 120, enter, 139, enter, 145, enter, 345, enter, and then we have in this case here prices. So we have our price, and our price here, this price happens to be constant, 10, 10, 10, 10. The price happens to be constant, 10, 10, 10, like that. Thank you. And then they want you to come and give them what we call revenue. Revenue is the money generated out of your selling. If, for example, I sell 10 pens and each is costing 5 bob, then as a businessman, I will say I've generated revenue of 10 times 5, which is 50. So come here and create a column for revenue. So this revenue, we have just said, you take price times quantity or quantity times price. It doesn't matter. So we have here quantity times price. You say control enter, then look for that love handle. This handle is very, very good here. I expect, of course, the next one will be 139 times 10, giving me 145 times 10, giving me 1450, like that. So the love handle, hit it twice. You'll be able to auto-generate the other numbers, the other answers very, very easily. But now that is not what I wanted to teach you. Because if I was the one doing this, in financial modeling, I come and discover that, hey, the price is the same throughout. So if the price is the same throughout, this is what I would have done. This is what I would have done. I would have come up here and write price, a single price, and put this price at 10 bob. In financial modeling or advanced Excel, figures that repeat themselves all through shall never be written like the way we had written them earlier. We shall only write one number. And then I come here, write a column of revenue. Write a column of revenue. How do we do revenue, my friends? To do revenue, we are taking the quantity here, and then we say times, that is shift 8 times 10. Ah, that is interesting. Yeah, because the price is constant. Then I'll be able to come here and say control, enter. Beautiful, I'm getting 1200 because 120 times 10 is 1200. But let me now try to hold this love handle and hit it twice. Yeah, autofill. I'm not getting the correct answers. I can see errors. And you know why we have these errors? It's because if I come, ladies and gentlemen, and put my cursor here, if I put my cursor there and try to show the formula, let's show the formula. How do we show the formula that was used? The formula that was used, you press F2. To show the formula, you press, to show formula, you press F2, like that. Some computers, you must say, not control, but FN. Some computers, FN, F2, like that. Yeah, like second function. Yeah, And I'm one of those people who are using this concept of what here? Fn, F2. So I'll come and say Fn, F2. When I say Fn, F2, now I'm able to see the formula in the cell. Now I'm able to see the formula inside the cell. And this formula is very, very easy because they even give you the cells they have used to multiply to give you the answer. You can see they have used blue cell here, 139 times revenue. That's why we got an error, because it's a number versus a word. They are not compatible. There is something I would want you to see here. If I come and put this cursor here and then I say function F2, you'll see every time we go down one step, Excel always knows that I'm supposed to go down one step. Like last time we were using revenue, now it has gone down. It took this times this. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to show you something. Allow me to show you something. If I wanted to use a number here that is going to be used constantly in my projections, in my financial modeling, what I should have done, I should have come and picked 120 as usual. Then I say times this 10. But you see, this 10 is going to be held constant. 10 will not be changing. And because it shall not be changing, we shall lock it. How do we lock it? You simply say Fn, you hold it together with F4 to introduce the dollars. To introduce the dollars before I and the dollars before 13. So that when I say Control Enter, touch my love handle twice, now what is happening? That 10 has been applied correctly. If I come and say here, function F2, you will see it took this times 10. If I come even to the very last one, say function F2, you will see it took this number, which is now a variable, keeps on changing. But in this case here, you can see it maintained the 10 like that. So the 10 is a constant. Whenever we have constants, whenever we have constants, we shall always be locking them, lock them, and we shall be using, ladies and gentlemen, what we call function F2. Without knowing this, you cannot be able to know Excel. I would rather repeat here severally until all of us in this case, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate. So whenever you have a constant, constants shall always be dollarized. F4, constants shall always be dollarized. We normally call this exercise dollarization like that. We normally call this dollarization. So constants, you'll have to lock them. How do you lock them? Using Fn, F4. Some computers, you only type F4. And this concept, we call it the concept of dollarization. Allow me to repeat this, ladies and gentlemen. You are my very good students. So if I come here and take this down, sorry. We should overcome. So if I come, ladies and gentlemen, here and take this here again, what have I said? The 10, unlike the 120, which will go to 139, which will go to 145, which will go to 345, the 10 price is a constant. Just like there are people outside here who really know how to dance. There are people outside here who really know how to dance. But you can never find any accountant who knows how to even flex a little bit. Accountants in this case here, we are really rigid. So ukipatana na accountant unataka anguke ama afanye unamtega. So hiyo kitu ya kutega constant, lazima ujue constant. So accountants ni constant whenever it comes to issues of dancing. So whenever you get a constant in finance and you're using Excel, we shall always, in this case here, do what here? We shall always, in this case here, do what here? Put the dollar signs. Put the dollar signs. I can see somebody who is really floating all through. We shall overcome. That's why I'm repeating. Sorry for that. So come here. All right. So I want here, we say equals. Pick this 120. You say times. Now we have this 10. What do you know about the 10? The 10 is supposed to be what here? A a constant. And if it's a constant, we must do something traditionally, which is to lock it up. How do we lock it up? You keep, Excel is about trying, eh? It's about trying. So how do we lock it up? For my case, I'll press Fn, I'm holding on to it permanently, and then I press F4 at the same time. When I do that, I'm able to see these dollars coming by. And then I'll be able to say Control Enter, or I can just enter and then I go back. And then come here and pick the love handle, double click it to get all the answers. And then I can try to check whether I'm right. If you say here Fn, F2, you'll go to see the answer, and the blue, this blue is multiplied by this. So this is correct. So then as I do this recap, ladies and gentlemen, do we have any student who is able to share their screen for us to be able to see whether there are some students who are able to understand this from first principles? Always be fast in sharing your screen. If you want to understand this very well, be very fast in sharing your screen. Be very fast in sharing your screen. Yeah, I will repeat yes. I will repeat yes. I will repeat yes. Anybody who is able to share the screen and show us, hey, we are able to follow. Let me repeat. I'm so sure after repeating, I'll now be able to get somebody who will be able to share their screen. Will be able to share their screen. Okay. Yeah, Daniel is already sharing. Thank you so much. And this is something that Daniel started some time back, about when we started the course here, and he has been very good at it. You share your screen, you become perfect. Times the 10. And that 10 has to be dollarized because it's a constant. Because it is a constant. Now you can enter or you control enter. Yeah, and then you go to the love handle, that one. You can either pull it down yourself or you double click it. We'll have double clicking. Thank you so much. You can also, as well, you can see he's doing exactly what Mwalimu is doing. And you can see he's able to confirm that the last answer is as a result of the 345 and the 10 up there. And the 10 up there. Thank you so much. Do we have another student who would want to share their screen and show exactly what Mwalimu has done? Anybody else who is able to share their screen? First of all, ensure that you are able to see the dollarization, that thing of function F4, function F4. And if you're not able to do it, if you're not able to see them, no worries, you can do it manually. You can do it manually. I've always seen students who do it manually, because what they will do, they will come and tell you, hey, I will come and say here 120, and then I say times this 10. And once they get the 10, then they can now come and put the dollars. Yeah. So they come to the formula bar here. Before they put this now dollar manually, which is shift number 4. You see on top of 4 tuko na dollar, shift number 4. Then hapa tuko na before 13. Because full dollarization, we need $2. So before 13, shift 4, like that. So by doing that, then you have been able to fix the number. The number is called a constant. The number is called a constant. So you enter, and then you get that. And then now you should be able to come here and double click this love handle like that, and you're at home. You're at home. So you can decide to do it manually, but the very best, ladies and gentlemen, is to come here and just exercise. Say equals, you pick 120. This one I cannot dollarize because as I move down, this figure is going to change. So I can't fix this. So I need to come here and say times, then I pick this 10. But this 10, ladies and gentlemen, now has to be fully referenced. Fully referenced. How do I do this? Function Fn. Fn is very near control. Fn is very near control. So you come and say function F4. Once you say function F4, you can see those dollars have come. Then you come and say control enter, hit the love handle like that. Then you have your answers. I can see the charts, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see the charts here. Yeah, I'll repeat many times. Have you been able to now follow? Have you been able to follow by any chance? Anybody who has been able to follow by God's grace? By God's grace. But they're not that hard, really. No. Once I repeat like one more time, I'm so sure Everybody will be comfortable. But before I repeat, is there now somebody who is comfortable? Anybody who is comfortable? At least Amos has been able to assist it. So long as you know how to lock, so long as you know how to use function F4 or F4 alone, F4 alone. Now, the students who are not able to do it, can I just get some feedback from you? Is it that you're not able to see the dollar signs? Is it that you're not able to see the dollar signs? Somebody? Somebody please talk to me. Is it that you're not able to see the dollar signs? So that I can just address that alone? Or are we comfortable for Mwalimu to move on to the next thing? Or are we comfortable for Mwalimu to move on to the next thing? Wait, they're not talking to me. They are not talking to me, and the way I've got 3, 4, 5 concepts to teach them today. Yeah. Next thing, okay, great. Great. Next thing, thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. The way I'm teaching you this course, I would want you to become very serious financial modelers. We must be very good in AI. At the end of the day, AI is taking over. You know, for example, if today you have a young kid, so this young kid, you realize that they are not putting on weight. These kids, they are not, in this case here, feeding on properly. They are crying most of the times. What do we do as parents nowadays? Before we check the hospital, we normally give a command to AI like ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT, have a kid who is not even becoming tall, not doing this. And then once we give this information to ChatGPT, then automatically ChatGPT will be able to recommend and say, hey, your daughter, your son is suffering from this and this syndrome or ailment. And then now you rush to Akan. When you go to Akan, most likely the doctors will agree with that AI. Most likely. Of course, you don't rely on AI 100%, but most likely. Nowadays, these AIs, like the Google Doctor, very, very good. But don't rely on it 100%. You only use it for information. Now, that begs the question. What do you think of AI and accountants? Will AI replace accountants? Of course, yes. And how will it work? The accountant who will be very good in AI is the one who will be able to displace the others. If you're left behind, you will not be able, and there is no profession which is not at risk. If you can't win against them, we are told in this case here to join them. Yeah, to join them. And having some little mastery of Excel, this data analytics, is one of the things that will really put you ahead in this world of AI. AI. So we must love this Excel. We must love numbers. From there, then I will be able to go ahead and tell you, for example, as an accountant today, you don't need to compute ratios physically. We have AI systems. When you put these PDFs, they'll be able to extract. All right. When they extract those numbers, they compute ratios. Then what do you need to do? You simply need to transfer all that data to Excel, because again, AI at times it makes mistakes. Excel will never make a mistake so long as you give it proper commands. So when it gets to Excel, you'll be able to cast the numbers and ask Excel, are these numbers correct? You'll be able to check the formulas. Right? That is why this Excel is going to become a very, very primary thing. The person who showed me Excel up to date, I'm really grateful to him, because of him, I've been able to work for multi-billion companies. I mean, I've been able to travel all over because of what you just Excel. And there are things that I normally go and get very senior people. Very senior people. You see how they handle Excel, you know that these people have not put in time to understand Excel. Fortunately, you guys have started studying this Excel at the right time. Let's just put in enough efforts. And how do we do it? Like, for example, I'm going to share this Excel with you, video with you. So the moment you get it, please just check, do exactly what you have done, do more research, etc., etc. Otherwise, we should be able to go to the next concept. All right. So this next concept, I don't know how old you guys are. And unfortunately, I can't be able to predict your age because I've never seen any one of you. But what I do not know is whether there is a single person here who studied during those old days when we used to have Kasuku exercise books. Kasuku exercise books at the back, we used to have multiplication tables. We used to have multiplication tables. Is there somebody who is able to remember that? Somebody who went to school when Kasuku books were still useful. And then at the back, we used to have, yeah. Oh, then you guys are not that young. You guys are not that young because I no longer see those particular what here, multiplication tables on the books of my children. Nowadays, they tend to put like games or something. So for you to become a very good financial modeler, ladies and gentlemen, you must be able to know how to construct. You must be able to know how to construct a multiplication table. So for me to construct a multiplication table, I have to write number 1 up to number 9. I have to write number 1 up to number 9, then number 1 up to number 9, row-wise and column-wise. How do I do that? So you'll get somebody saying 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter. No. Somebody who knows how to do this, you can write 1 to 1,000 very easily by using sequence. You simply say sequence equals sequence. And then you say enter. Sorry. Sequence, double click, or a tab. So if I want to write, for example, number 1 to 1,000 sequentially, I'll simply come and type there 1,000 like that, and then I enter. I have it. So if I come and click here, say control down arrow, it has taken me to 1,000. So it doesn't matter what you want to write. You want to write number 1 to 9, simply come and say equals, you say sequence, it is there, write 9 there. You say enter. You'll be able to write for you very fast 1 up to 9. 1 up to 9. Yeah, and then I'll be able to write also 1 up to 9 equals sequence. So you can see here, first of all, is there somebody who has been able to write 1 up to whatever number using sequence? Let me first of all give you time to breathe a little bit, and then I get to see whether there is anybody who has been able to use that sequence. Equal sequence, at least MPA has been able to do it. At least MPA has been able to do it. Do we have any ninja that has not been able to write? Any ninja that has not been able to write? Any ninja that has not been able to write 1 up to 9? 1 up to 9. Oh, Martha. Martha, okay. But Martha, do you have the sequence? Do you have the sequence in your Excel? Sorry, great people. What happened? I mean, this Kenya Power decided to disconnect my power, but we shall overcome. All right. So we continue. And I'm so happy because the 56 students, nobody has dropped out, which is very, very good, really. So this is very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Okay, very good. So then what was I doing here? What I was doing, ladies and gentlemen, is quite interesting here. What I was doing, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very interesting here. It's about sequence. Now, please then allow me, for the sake of those students who may not be having the sequence, we can't punish them. No, we shall write this manually. So we write manually. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's write this manually. So we have here 1. No. Should go across. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me know once you, ladies and gentlemen, are able to write like that. Because I want to make a multiplication table, let me know once you are able to come up with that kind of a structure. And as you do that, this is RCM College. My name is Dr. Joshua Aura. I teach data analytics. I teach Python. Yeah, I'm that one accountant who has never stopped learning. I learned so many things, programming languages, all right? On top of CP, because I always know how the world is going. Like, for example, when COVID hit, so many colleges just stuck. They never moved on. Myself, I was able to move on. I bought a very old camera, started using it, doing these online classes. Within no minute, RCM now became the biggest college. All right. So it's all about what adaptability. We must know how to adapt. So like now this Excel that you are doing with me here, it should not be the last thing. We need to do this advanced Excel finish, do Power BI, go to this Python and a few. Python for accountants is quite a simple thing. It's quite a simple thing. But the most important thing that I would want to sell to you this afternoon is the love for these things. If you love them, you will never go wrong. If you love these things, you will never go wrong. Love them, get to practice, get to practice. So once you finish writing 1 up to 9, kindly give me a signal so that I can do something there. So once you finish, thank you so much. Done. Thank you so much. Now, please listen and listen to me very well. I would want to make things bold here. I would want to make this row number 4. You see this row number 4? You come here and hit. So row number 4, Control B. Come to J. J, yeah, Control B. So I come up with this multiplication table, then that will be the end of the session. If you have understood it, if you have understood how to do it, I will be a very, very happy teacher today. All right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I would want to sell to you is this fact, that as I'm doing my multiplications, I'll be saying 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3, 1 times. I'm still going back to this column J. When I go down, I'll be saying 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times. I'm going back to this one, which is part of row what? So what you're supposed to know here, I can write down here that row 4, in my case, row 4 is a benchmark row. Is a benchmark row. Is a benchmark row. In my case. So row 4 is a benchmark row. This row 4, in my case. In your case, I don't know which one is benchmark. At the same time, this column J is benchmark. You can't compare, you know, J, K, J is benchmark. It is the one that carries these numbers, outer numbers. So we have here row, or rather column. column J is a benchmark column. All benchmarks shall be dollarized. But now remember that this is what we call partial dollarization. I will explain. It's not a full dollarization. This partial, listen, if I come here, I will come and say equals, I take this. You see now J and 5. I see here J is benchmark. And because it is J alone, which is benchmark, 5 is not the benchmark, I will come before J, I say shift dollar, shift 4, not function F4, because function F4 is so hard. Function F4, ladies and gentlemen, is full. This partial, I'm only locking the column. And then I continue before I repeat. So I'll be able to come, ladies and gentlemen, here, and I say times this one here. So between K and 4, I've been told here row 4 is benchmark. So I need before 4, I say shift dollar. And then I say control enter. Now I've handled this time around, I can't hit it because there are two ways. I just drag this down and then I drag this up until I get 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 9 is 81. Yeah. So before I repeat, I would want to get your feelings. The students who have been able to do this, are there students who have been able to do this and then they go to 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 across? One never changed. So those students of mine who would want to join RCM, don't hesitate. Please call us. Our number is 0793 555 000. 0793 555 000. Join our Excel analytics. We have also a very important course we're introducing, what we call AI. Thank you so much, Daniel. I love students in this case who are that honest. Yeah, so we shall repeat. So we're introducing a very important course called AI for accountants and auditors. AI for accountants and auditors. So allow me to repeat. Allow me to repeat before I ask whether there are students who are able to get this right. So ladies and gentlemen, listen. This is what Bwana Daniel did. Equals. He picked this one very well, but Daniel must have said function F4 because Daniel locked everything. And yet here you can see it is 4 and the J alone. 5 is also supposed to be locked. So Daniel went ahead and said times this one. And then again, he fully dollarized by saying function F4. Control enter. That is why Mr. Daniel was able to get, if you see this, he was able to get this 111 throughout. But if he had done it this way, Control Z to undo. If he had done it this way, if he came and said equals, you pick this one, and then you remember what you have as your benchmarks. Remember how I was able to identify my benchmarks. J is benchmark. Then we have here 4. In my case, is benchmark. So once I press this first one, do I have a benchmark letter or number? Yes, J in my case is benchmark. So I will not use function F4. I will want just $1 that I will fix using shift number 4. On top of number 4, you'll be able to see $1. And then I come and continue with my journey. I say times. In this case here, this number here. Then I ask myself, here, do we have any benchmark? K and 4? Oh, yes, 4 is benchmark. So come before 4. After K, in between K and 4. Because benchmark, you put $1 before a benchmark. So you say shift 4. And then you enter. And then from there, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to come here and take this down like that. Take this down like that until you get 81. So then is there somebody who can now share their screen as we finish? Anybody who can share their screen as we finish? We see whether there is even a single person who has been able to get it right. Even a single person who has been able to get it right. All right, I can see Sylvia dancing very nicely. Yasmin, Advanced classes started, advanced Excel classes, we have done one lesson now. We've done one lesson. Like tomorrow, I'll be doing 2 very important lessons. Yeah. Thanks, Maurice. Please, all those inquiries, thanks, Maurice has been able to get. You can see it at 1. These are serious ninja. Maurice, you can drop your screen down. You are a very good ninja. Any other ninja that has been able to get this right? Data analytics for CASNEB, we charge 9,000. 9,000, that's data analytics for CASNEB. Although the data analytics for CASNEB is so narrow. There's another data analytics for, data science, which is really, really good, which I would want most of accountants. Even after I've done data analytics, you need this data science or the proper data analytics, the one that has got Power Query, so many things. But we shall discuss that in due course. For now, what are we doing here? Yeah, those are the things we want to do now. Data science, yes. Data science, yes. Because data science, we must also have some Python in it. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, my time is up. Now I would want to disappear. For the students who have already paid this advanced Excel, I'll be coming to repeat this entire session with you because this is the base. This is the base, yeah, financial modeling, the base of every other thing. So I'll be repeating this exercise with you. Otherwise, thank you very much. It has been lovely having you with me this afternoon. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tabitha, we shall discuss about that sometime later because I'm supposed to be in another meeting. We shall overcome.